And I'm joined now by Sourabh Gupta. He's the Senior Asia-Pacific International Relations Specialist at the Institute for China-America Studies. Welcome back to the show, Sourabh.
Hi, Gerald. Good to see you.
Hi there. Always good to see you. So this APEC meeting is the third international gathering in the region in a week. We saw ASEAN and then G20. The member configurations are different, but what about the main issues on the agenda?
I think the issues have been fairly common, and it's been common because they're facing global challenges. All the parties are facing challenges at the regional level, which are also global, and we see that in energy, the energy crisis, food insecurity, of course, the caused by the war. We're trying to climb out of COVID-19, but there are still restrictions, and it's not clear. The horizon is not clear. And especially with inflation in the Western countries really shooting through the roof and interest rates going up, we might be seeing not just a regional, but also a global recession next year. And so all parties know that this is a very difficult environment, a multidimensional crisis, frankly, and that we should try to do our best to keep avenues open, avenues for communication open, and avenues for business and commercial exchange open. And I think that's where the focus has been.
Right, things certainly in flux, Sourabh. And now for decades, APEC has been the predominant economic partnership for members from both sides of the Pacific. Now that we have the Free Trade Agreement, RCEP, how has that changed the influence of APEC on the region?
I wouldn't say it has changed the impact of APEC. APEC remains just as critical and just as important. APEC was the author, the inventor of the term open regionalism in the late 1980s, which has been the foundation and the framework of Asia-wide liberalization. It is anchored in the multilateral global rules-based system. RCEP has been very helpful because RCEP is based on that very same theme of progressive, incremental, but progressive liberalization. And so it has not distracted from APEC. It has complemented APEC. But what I would say is APEC is that only trading venue in Asia, trading platform in Asia, where all the countries are represented. Remember, RCEP doesn't have the United States. CPTPP does not have China or the United States, though China might accede. IPEF does not have China. So APEC provides that one foundation where all these parties can come to the table and hopefully find avenues for cooperation going forward.
Very interesting. And I like how you brought up open regionalism, because we heard the message from Chinese President Xi Jinping that Asia-Pacific is no one's backyard and it's not an arena for contest. It's a really powerful statement. What do you make of it? And also, why has this region become so contentious, Sourabh?
The region has become contentious because it is seen as the locus for great power competition. This is where great powers will be made and broken. And therefore, that has given it the geostrategic cast, which is at times overriding the economic commonalities that join the various parties. And so I think it becomes that much more important. Open regionalism has been the platform on which Asia has flourished. The United States is having difficulty at home making the case for open regionalism, and therefore it is going with its coalition of the willing, a la carte multilateralism in form of the IPEF, et cetera, and the Quad. But, this was a point that was raised by the Indonesian chair, the foreign minister of Indonesia, Indonesia being the chair of the G20, not of APEC, Thailand is. And the foreign minister said this at the United Nations General Assembly earlier this year, that these minilateral groupings have become a cause of destabilization in the Indo-Pacific region. And therefore, we need to commit again to broader-based organizations and institutions if we are all going to get along. Otherwise, we will divide into blocks and there will be confrontation.